Welcome to Biome, a science exhibition developed under an undergraduate research project in collaboration with the Center for Learning Futures and the Ecology, Climate Change and Environment Cluster from the School of Arts and Sciences. At Biome, we explore ecology, heterogeneity and all of its nuanced forms in both the natural environment and any urban environment. To do this, we took research published by the professors under the cluster and explored its contents in various forms of communication, such as interactive board games, interactive simulations, flipbooks, and quizzes. We take heterogeneity, ecology, and all of its contents and explore how it truly makes life complex.
Hi, I'm Riddhi Bhargava, a third-year computer science student with a passion for the environmental sciences as well as technology. Through one of the multiple UGIP projects that I'm doing, I have developed a digital game simulation called The Survival Hunt, The Last Stand, which explains complex ecological phenomena such as population dynamics as well as evolutionary biology. The concept of this game came through several brainstorming sessions with Professor Bhumi Shah as well as Professor Jitesh Jhawar. They challenged me to think critically about how we can condense these complex concepts into a simple game format. One of the challenges that I faced was learning about these ecological concepts myself, since I come from a computer science background, and understanding these and then condensing them into simpler formats was a very big challenge for me.
My name is Pranav Prabhu and I was working with Professor Shoman, and his research project included researching about the ecology of dogs. What interested me about this topic was that it's very difficult for us humans to understand how dogs think when it comes to their survival, and dog ecology has changed a lot over the years when we consider the fact that their environment has changed from the natural wild environment to a more urban environment. So when I was first researching into this topic, the first thing that I came across was that there was a small connection between game theory and evolution. And I started to look more into this topic, and I realized that evolution and game theory have a lot in common, especially when you realize the fact that basically in survival you're making decisions that optimize your chance for passing on your genes to the next generation. So when I realized this, I realized that we can gamify this knowledge into a board game, and that would help people understand that how are survival decisions made by these animals. So for example, there are multiple dog feeders around the university that actually provide food and water which would not be available in a wild environment. So we had to include that into our game. One of the challenges that I faced was actually very simple, and it was conceptualizing this into a thought process that included all the different factors, because there are not just 2 or 3 different factors, there are a lot of different factors that can affect a dog's decision. And if I can conceptualize that, then it makes it, again, very easy for people to understand this concept.
Hello, I'm Vidhi Narvekar. I'm a psychology major in Ahmedabad University. I'm in my 3rd year. Myself and Shreya have worked on this project, Understanding Heterogeneity. It's a small booklet that explains the diverse complexities of heterogeneity in nature. So in the booklet, I mainly worked on the illustration parts of it. When I first came across this project, I was very intrigued by the idea of scientific communication. It seemed very interesting how science could be broken down into more like complex ideas instead of just simple ideas that can be illustrated or communicated in a way that is much more digestible. And I was very interested in working on something that made science more digestible. So illustration wasn't something that I've been familiar with, and this project has helped me find my way, talking with professors, having these conversations that help me know what works in science, what works in illustration, and what helps communicate through illustrations better.
I'm Shreya Venkatesh, and along with Vidhi, I worked on the booklet about heterogeneity. So aside from illustration, which was a very big process of designing the booklet, we also had to come up with the content.
So one of the major aims of the booklet that we wanted was to put forth heterogeneity in a language that is very receptible to people who are not a part of the life science stream. And that in itself was a very big challenge, because as a life science student, I had to figure out that terms that I was aware of are not terms that the common people or people who are not familiar with life science are aware of. So I had to simplify a lot of terms that I thought were quite obvious to other participants. The major set point of the booklet was Professor Jitesh sir, who actually fired off the booklet and helped us a lot with creating the content and starting it off. And our other faculty mentors such as Professor Shoman and Professor Ratna, they were also very integral parts in helping us create the content. They basically simplified concepts that we thought were obvious, but they simplified it even further and allowed us to come up with a lot of examples, a lot of ways in which we can describe a singular process. So that is also one of the key aspects that I took out of the process of making the heterogeneity booklet, and I feel like this booklet would be a step further in allowing people to understand the scientific community better and without having to rely on unreliable sources such as social media, newspapers with conflicting interests or conflicting information.
Hi, I am Usha Lamani, third year student pursuing integrated masters in life sciences. I created an ecology dictionary by taking the concepts from class 9 to class 12th from the science textbook in context of ecology. The examples and the terminologies are briefly explained in Indian context. That is, the examples of animals and their habitats are native to India.